Hey there, I'm DPadGamer, and let me introduce you to SimPadGamer. Together we're going to take a look at some of the Easter eggs that Sims 3 has to offer, but let's be very clear here, there's been a lot of expansions for this game, so to keep things simple, we're going to be only looking at what was included in the base game. That's it. If you enjoy it and want more, we'll see. But anyways, there's a number of paintings that he could create. Among them are the Sims versions of real-life paintings. You got the classic Mona Lisa by that one Ninja Turtle, as well as Starry Night over the Rhone, and the others that I don't recognize, like Little Mermaid, Blobs of Color, Picnicking, and Girl with Earrings? There's also some other stuff, namely this painting of a bunny with one eye, who is actually the social bunny from The Sims 2, who'd visit a sim if their social needs got too low. He's a bit creepy, but that's besides the point. There's also a statue of that bovine flora, the cow plant, which, until the premium content item was available, remained as a simple statue in this game. In Sims 2, however, the cow plant would lure Sims with a piece of cake, eat them, and maybe spit them out if their hygiene was bad enough. You could also milk them, because why not? And I almost forgot, one of the masterpieces that a Sim can paint actually looks like the Asari, the weird blue people from Mass Effect. Now let's let SimPad get out of the house for the first time in months, and go to Pleasant Rest Graveyard. There's a number of graves here, as one would expect in a graveyard, but two stand out for our purposes. First off, there's Vincent Skullfinder, a deceased Sim from the Wii title My Sims, and the other noteworthy grave is that of the Tragic Clown. Yet another character from the previous Sims games, the Tragic Clown would visit depressed Sims who owned a painting of him, though it often make them feel worse, and the clown would refuse to leave. He also appears on the back of the milk carton, though I don't think he's missing. We both know where he is. It's under the ground. From there, let's try to cheer up. Just look on the bright side. Just look in the sky. Way up there is a hot air balloon that floats by. If you use the camera mode to zoom in real close, you'll see that they're just paper cutouts. Is that what it means when critics claim that video game characters lack depth? Now, let's fly on over to the science lab, where if you zoom in and glance inside of the lobby, you'll see a servo. This is a nod to the robo-servants from The Sims 2, and in this game, they only appear as that statue as well as on the Action Channel TV show. Fun fact, these clips are from The Sims 2 free time music video by Datarock. Funner fact, all the shows that you can watch on TV were made with The Sims 2 and The Sims stories. All except for the football clips on the sports channel, which are actually a game between the Steelers and Jaguars from Madden NFL 10. Now, outside of the TV, if we look on the Channel Troller 27-inch deluxe TV set, you could actually find DVD cases with art matching My Sims, as well as The Sims Castaway Stories, two other EA titles. There's also a Max's logo on the DVD player itself. And, you know what they say. Honestly, too much TV can rot your brain. I mean, it's not true, but they say it. Also, books are a thing, so let's relax and read some good old Sim books. Or Simmooks, or whatever. The opportunity to write a science fiction novel is actually called To Boldly Go, which is an iconic phrase taken from Star Trek. Something, may the force be with you. As for book titles, we start off with G-Pod, which is either a reference to the book J-Pod by Douglas Copeland, and the Valve game Gmod, or maybe an iPod? I don't know. There's also The Legend of Esmeralda, you know, that series with the magical princess named Link. And the vast majority of notable books are actually just the writers of The Sims 3 going, how could we pass this off as our own? You got Tamaka Killingbird, Game of Thorns, Gone with the Solar Wind, 1948. Wait, they just swapped the 8 and 4 on that one. That's just lazy. Anyways, there's also Frank, I'm Not, Oh, the Destinations You'll Briefly Visit, and Bluish Eggs with a Side of Pastrami, all referencing books from Dr. Seuss. And continuing on with me reading a list, there is 2000 Glorious Moons, Bender's Flame, I think the movie was better, Of Moose and Sims, The Silence of the Llamas, How to Win at Video Games Without Really Trying, Plan A from Lunar Lake, and The Tiny Lebowski. The other two books reference some notable Max's people. The business opportunity book called The Wright Papers references Max's founder Will Wright, and The Point Farmer, the story of Grant Roddick, is, you guessed it, named after Grant Roddick, who is currently the senior producer on The Sims 4. Also, that's not the only cameo he actually has in this game. If you force your sim to run on a treadmill for like 80 hours straight, you can max out their athletic skill. Once you do, a short while later, a letter will arrive containing a certificate for mastering athleticism from the Grodek Institute, which is cool, I guess. As for other stuff, one of the archways you could purchase is actually called the Archway to Heaven, with its description saying some stuff. It's just actually the Stairway to Heaven, but with a few words moved around. Over at the bistro, if you zoom in real close, you can actually see that this little blue sticker is actually the original Electronic Arts logo, but flipped. Oh, and you know how this whole place is called Sunset Valley? Well, that same name is used for part of the city in Burnout Paradise, another EA game. Now, to be clear, Burnout Paradise was released before Sims 3, but only by a year, so it's likely they were developed around the same time. Which Sunset Valley came first? Who knows. Anyway, speaking of the valley, one of the NPCs that you can find is none other than Gobias Coffee. This goofy looking fertilizer analyst has the trait Never Nude, and this, all together, is a reference to David Cross's character named Tobias from Arrested Development. If you don't know, in the first season, Tobias and Gob starts a business and call it Gobias, as in go buy us a cup of coffee, which is why he's called Gobias Coffee. And fun fact, one of the street lamps is called a street lamp named Desire, with its description mentioning Marlon Kowalski, calling the street lamp stellar. Well, in A Streetcar Named Desire, Marlon Brando plays as Stanley Kowalski, and there's the famous Stella cry from the story. Let's close out the video with some more Easter eggs from another Maxis game, perhaps my favorite of the bunch that they've made, Spore. As far as I'm aware, there's 3 different references to the alien creature building game. First, there is a space rock called Spore Site. Makes sense. The second is this painting of a goofy looking creature from Spore. And finally, out there in the game is a piece of graffiti art from a character's eye, likely from Spore. But I'm pretty sure that last one was actually from one of the DLCs. There's actually a lot more Easter eggs contained in the DLCs, but that's a bit outside the scope of this video. If you're interested in seeing those, let me know, but for now, let's call it here. Thanks for watching, I'll see you next time.